Morning, Mark.
Morning, Dawn. How are you?
I'm all right. Didn't sleep so good till last night, but that's okay.
No, I've been sleeping better than ever for some reason. I haven't slept this well for ever, I think.
Less things running around your head.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Anyway, blue top today. No necklace.
No necklace, blue top, same lipstick.
Yeah, Hubert's trying to get me to wear red lipstick on here, but I've explained.
He said they'd comment about your appearance. I don't think so.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't do it.
Ears, nose, all okay.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah. But yeah, all okay. Episode 45, Thursday the 7th of May. Yeah, I won't wear a lipstick, Hubert. In Canada, it's I know how screenshots and social media work, so I don't fancy that one.
Adam likes dressing up, doesn't he? Not you.
Does he? Let's hope he doesn't watch this episode. Right.
I don't mean as a woman. I mean he likes doing fancy dress parties.
Oh, right, okay.
You've just taken it the wrong way.
I didn't expect to be going down this route, but there we go.
Well, I'm going to keep you on your toes. It's not just your production.
Really weird and wonderful things happen doing this, though. You know, as I said, yesterday or the day before, I've been really tested by a few of our viewers with this music introduction test, and I've been trying to outsmart them, and I thought I'd got it done yesterday. It made it very, very difficult, I thought, and then Angie Crush comes up with Barry Manilow, Copacabana, on just based on a few notes, and that linked simply because of the name Barry to Barry White and the Love Limited Orchestra the day before. But Angie's been to she claims, every Barry Manilow concert since she was 4 years old. So
over here.
Oh, she's got some.
Except for one, she said she could, for some reason she couldn't go, but she loves him.
Yeah, I haven't asked the question. You know, if he's doing a 10-night stint at the Bournemouth, I don't know, whatever.
Palladium.
Yeah. Does she go to all 10 nights?
I don't suppose she does. I think probably one night of seeing him will last her at least a year.
Anyway, according to Angie, he's the ultimate showman.
Yeah, he is very showy.
I've not seen him in concert, and I don't think I've got a record of his. So there you go. Have you?
No, I haven't.
So, on the music contest, I mean, I thought I ought to, because I know we've got some competitive souls watching. I thought I'd do a tot-up of the league table after the 44 episodes. We've not always had music in, but all those that we had quite a few of them have.
Yeah.
It's about the 20s. Steve Fury is leading with 4.5 wins. The half being a share with Alan Buckle one morning where they came in together. And he's only got a half-point lead over Angie Crush, who's coming up on the rails a little bit, with Rachel Fagg and my brother Adam on 2 and a host of people on 1. So interesting.
It is, isn't it? It's heating up that little contest.
It is, yeah. We've got to keep it going. I think there'll be a few disappointed if we don't. So let's go with today's. We've got to get the music, get the artist, and the link to yesterday's. So here we go. I've got to be ever so careful. Don't give too many clues. Go too far. But here we go. Quite difficult, I hope. Oh, flipping out. Ready. That's all I'm giving them. They've proved their worth. They've proven who they are. So you won't get that based on that, would you?
I have a feeling I do know what it is.
Was that because I told you?
No. Honestly, your memory is so bad. You argue all the time about things I don't tell you, and I do tell you. And then you say to me, oh, I told you that, and you haven't. Because my memory is not as bad as yours, thank you.
the thing is, you don't know that. You can't. There's no way you tell that. You've not been tested.
I'm recording you now.
Right. Okay.
Watch it.
Let's go to the photo. Share a screen. I was struggling again on the finding photos. We've had so many photos of viewers and those that are giving feedback. Well, we had a new one yesterday. I think he's only given feedback. I'm not convinced he's been watching the shows or whatever you want to call these. Yeah, but here he is coming up in a second.
Oh, James, he must do because he commented, didn't he?
Yeah, but you can just comment on the comments. You don't need to watch the.
Oh, right.
That is James. He's the Kent Young Official of the Year. He's a runner. He's currently temporary chairman or interim chairman of Tunbridge Athletic Club. His wife Megan's about to have their second child in a couple of weeks' time. It's due. He's officiating. He teaches. He's got a very busy life. And
can I just challenge him? I want a recent photograph of him because I wonder what his hair's looking like now.
Yeah, I was thinking the same, to be honest. God forbid. It's. I will find out on Monday because we've got a committee meeting on Zoom.
Well, if he's going on Zoom, it probably isn't so bad. And you never know, Megan might be very good at cutting people's hair.
Yeah, she's quite good at that sort of thing, I should imagine. Takes control of him.
Yeah.
But I believe that James has only fed a little bit of feedback back on the comments. I don't think he's been watching these. Because, we were talking about how you move from your 20s and 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s for some, and how your view of life changes. He's very worried because he's in his 20s. And as Alan Buckle was saying, life should be full of optimism and positivity at that age, looking forward. And James describes himself as already very grumpy. Right? So,
can I just interject here? The fact is that he's a teacher, so in a sense, you're going to get to that stage. I think sometimes things go well, sometimes things don't. But I don't think it's an age thing. I think you come to these things, sometimes just because of one, where you work, two, your life experiences, and it's not always jolly. So in a sense, I mean, sometimes, especially in this sort of like environment of being sort of like shut up and not doing anything, he probably quite likes not teaching or something like that, or teaching online. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't call him grumpy.
No, I know what he means though. He's got the weight of the world on his shoulders a little bit in his 20s. He does take on a lot. And that comes back also to something Grazia was saying. And I'm doing good segues here with this feedback, because Alan Buckle was talking about optimism in your 20s, less happy in your 30s. By the time you get to your 50s, you're getting less ambitious. There's more contentment with what you got. You're more relaxed. James is very grumpy, but going on what Grazia says, one of her big life lessons she's learned is how to say no. It's something we've spoken about, haven't we? With how often, I mean, you say no to me quite a lot, but but it's one of those things that is a skill, isn't it? You're right there.
No, that was very funny.
You lost it.
Oh dear, yeah, I'm all right now. Carry on.
Well, when you talk about that, it's your bit. I know we don't rehearse this stuff, but
Well, normally you have a go at me because I'm doing something for somebody else, etc. Life is such that sometimes, you do feel as if it's dragging you down and you're doing things for everybody else and you just want to go away and just spend half an hour sort of like chilling out, etc. But I can't really complain one way or another. I mean, I have learnt to say no. I do that in my athletics approach. I do approach like national matches. I'm not after the big matches, etc. If I'm available, I'll say yes. If I'm not, I'll say no. And I'm not really worried about it. I just think I'm always challenging myself. I think that's important. The very fact that you get sort of into a rut, etc., and you do feel a bit grumpy. So you've got to challenge yourself in a controlled way. I mean, there's no good challenging yourself and overloading it and getting to the state where you are in work, where it's sort of like overwhelming and you just feel weighed down. And as you say, with the weight of the world on your shoulders. But if you approach it in a, you're doing one or two things, you've got the right approach because you feel under control of what you're doing, etc. I mean, my priorities have changed very much so. It's like my family, looking after them, etc., making sure everyone's okay, and then I'll go off and do something else.
Yeah. I think also, if you're very, very grumpy, you need a golden retriever in your life quickly, don't you? Really?
Absolutely. This is the big problem.
James doesn't like dogs either. One of the few. I mean, one or two people we know don't like dogs, but he's one of them, isn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't. James doesn't like dogs. When Oscar comes to say hello to him, he sort of like backs off.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, he'll come to his own conclusions in life. I mean, he's still learning. He's very young. He's only 26. I mean, gosh, I don't think I could put the world right to rights at that sort of age. But
to be fair, he's very lucky to have somebody like me as a mentor and offer him guidance, isn't it?
Oh, excuse me. I thought this program was about less self-praise. Excuse
me.
Put that bit in. Oh, stop it.
He's got to watch these videos. Listen to the feedback from all our great positive people. He's got to get a golden retriever and he's got to start saying no to a few things and he's sorted. Oh, and he's got to listen to that podcast about will it make him less grumpy? Will it make the boat go faster? He's sorted.
I think that is a very good podcast. I mean, if anything, then one thing I would say to James is listen to that because that is very good. Good,
okay. But I like Grazia's about not saying no. She was talking about saying, when she has this angst about having been invited to certain parties and she doesn't want to go to. And I can relate to that. I don't always want to be sociable with people. So you can just say no when you're older and not feel too bad about it. Just say you're tired or something. So that's good. But she was also talking about alcohol intake, which I mentioned. And one of the biggest mistakes she ever made was drinking too much, and not the sort of thing you normally do, but she agreed to cycle from London to Land's End, 350 miles in 4 days. I must admit, she'd sobered up, I believe, before she started. But she committed to it while she'd had a few drinks.
And she said the weather was terrible as well, didn't she? So that wasn't good.
So you've got to be very careful. And last bit of feedback, Alan Buckle was talking about, the benefits of the current situation of being the peace and quiet, planes and cars. Well, Graham Saker wanted to point out that if planes aren't in existence, nor is his job probably, because he works for GEC Avionics.
Yeah.
So
it's a very difficult one because everything is interconnected, isn't it? I mean, for instance, as each country opens up and comes out of lockdown, they're saying come and visit us, but I'm going no thanks.
Right, so on to the main subject, and I was thinking about talking about what lockdown releases there could be, but I thought I'd scrap that one. And then I thought about, we haven't pushed the boundaries a little bit. We're talking about experiences with how humour, political correctness, the Me Too experience or movement. And I saw that on your face there. We've scrapped that one as well for the time being. See what viewers think. So I've gone on to home decathlon, okay? And I've had this idea of putting out there a challenge to mainly the athletic club members, but anybody else, to do a home decathlon across a weekend. And I've been trying to come up with events. And I'd like the feedback from viewers or ideas of how to do it, because the devil's in the detail. You've got to get the detail right. You've got to get the point scoring right. You've got to get the challenge right. You've got to get amount of time right, the social media and the feedback right, so you're not overwhelmed as the administrator or whatever. And I'm still in two minds whether to do it. But let's start with the events. I was going to start with one that Dina Asher-Smith calls blockbusters, which is quite a physical thing. It's like mountain sliders. It's like squat thrusts with 2 feet. We can demo that and everything. But that's a tough one for 60 seconds. So any comment on that one, Dawn? Do you fancy that one, do you?
Oh, I used to do it in the gyms, the drill sessions, etc. It is hard. It does, I mean, I'd probably do about 15 and think, God, can we stop now?
The next one is you put a stick in your garden. You go round and round in circles. You go round and round in circles 10 times quickly, and then try and kick a ball or into a goal. And that goal post might be 1 metre apart, 2 metres apart, 3, 4, 5 metres apart. You get less points if you get it. You get more points if you get it between the metre apart poles. So that's the second one. Bit of a laugh that will be. People
can I just put a proviso? Anyone who's done that, you made all their garden lovely and neat and tidy and really enjoyed it, do not stick a stick in your garden and run around and then try and hit the flowers or something.
Yeah. Well, that's I don't know what that does mentally and physically, but anyway, it gives us a laugh. The next one is dexterity. Okay.
Excuse me. You don't make me laugh because I cough. Okay. Go on.
You need a pack of playing cards, and you get 5 points for every card you balance. So some people, in a minute, this is, so you can make a stack of cards. I haven't got any cards here, but using my phone, you do your old start with your house, you build some round, build it up. Okay, that's dexterity. And it won't be where you finish after a minute. It'll be the maximum you get to at any point in that minute. Okay, like that one?
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, wouldn't do that outdoor in the wind.
No, don't do it outside.
Next one, I think you'll have a view on. We've got using the pillowcases as a sack race over a 5 metre section, up and down, as many times as you can.
Yeah, that'll be good. I'm just a little bit worried that they go and pitch the pillowcases from their bedrooms and put one on one foot, one on the other foot, and jump up and down.
You could have both feet in the same pillowcase.
I think that's going to be quite difficult because there aren't many people who've got massive pillowcases, are there? Duvet covers might be better. A single duvet cover.
Oh, well, okay, we'll leave the viewers to come up with that. Egg and spoon over a 5 metre course. No boiled eggs, just
an egg.
Egg, yeah. Again, timed. Shuttle run. That's getting a bit more serious, isn't it? A shuttle run, no mucking about, just straight up and down. Yeah, anyone with heart issues have to be careful with that one.
Yeah, don't do it if you've got heart issues.
Then I want a blindfolded. Using the pillowcases, so I'm utilising stuff that everyone's got at home. 2 pillowcases, so you can't see through. You've got the blindfold challenge where you have to start 5 metres away and have to go and touch a post the other end.
Why can't you just tie a scarf around your eyes rather than a pillowcase?
Do you know the type of people we could be dealing with? They're cheats.
Oh, right, okay. All right then.
Yeah. There's people Googling and Wikipediaing and all sorts for the music and using Shazam for the music. So what are they going to do with a pillowcase?
Okay, all right. You're so serious.
Next one, target practice.
Oh, no. What do you mean target practice?
No, not weeing or anything like that. No. Throwing tea bags into a pint pot placed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 metres apart, and you get more points, obviously longer, in a minute. All right. Next one, hopping. And finally, balancing a book of a certain size, has to be minimum size, on your head and running between your 5 metre posts.
Running?
Or walking. You've got to balance the book on your head.
No way anyone's going to be able to run and balance a book on their head.
You'd be surprised, there's some flat-headed people about.
I'm so rude.
So I'm I'm looking for improvement. So that's my decathlon challenge. I'm looking for others to improve it. Home or garden challenges. We won't have listening to music or anything like that. I was still thinking of selecting people or asking people to take part in a live Zoom contest. But I'm also now thinking maybe it's better to put it out there and people can do it in their own time, at their own discretion. And you might need somebody there to do your counting with you, but film it and send it in.
Hopefully somebody you're isolating with.
Yeah. I've got a lot of questions. I'll go down and do it down the park. A lot of questions around this. I'm formulating the ideas. I need some help. But that's my indoor decathlon inspired by the pole vaulters last weekend. So that's it for today. What are your overall thoughts there, Dawn? Stupid idea, good idea?
I'm just thinking that you obviously don't trust anybody. So when something comes through and it's sort of like fantastic, you're going to say, "Oh, that's not right," and so you're going to be very sceptical about it. So
somebody will super glue a book to their head or something,
Yeah.
I
don't want to go there, really.
You've got to try and outwit them. Somebody used glue tack to get the egg on the spoon, and this is the difficulty with these things. Unless you've got officials like you and JT and Tony Fulbrook sort of adjudicating, it's the big risk, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? Yeah.
An inch and I
suppose if you look at it as just a fun factor, then it doesn't really matter, does it? Because we're not going to post it as a world record or this is that. So it's a bit of fun as opposed to sort of too serious.
And that's where I think I'm missing a little bit of fun. I look forward to a few ending up in the flower beds on the blindfold spin. But otherwise, I'm missing a little bit of fun. I don't want alcohol involved, obviously, because kids can't do it.
No.
So there you go. A few ideas to develop.
It's a good idea. I think it's good.
Yeah.
All right then. See you later then.
Cheerio. Bye.
Bye.